Hey everybody, it's Tech here. Today we're taking a look at Hearts of Iron 4 Man the Guns DLC. It feels like a century waiting for the DLC. It finally dropped, though. It's done some pretty cool things. First off, none of the mods work. They're all broken, so I hope you guys are ready to enjoy just base game footage and whatnot. But the base game, unlike a lot of games, the base game for Hearts of Iron is actually really good and solid. I will give Paradox that. Their base game is really good. Even Stellaris, I would say that too. But when you add in the mods and all the extra layers, it becomes a whole different beast. But so let me show you guys here. If we go through, we have the same two scenarios. You can pick all the countries; they're the same. I don't think there's any like new countries off of this bat or whatnot. I don't know why there would be, but you can go to custom game roles now, which is really fun. I really hope this is a thing with mods. It's really seeing all the new features and what it can do down the road, not only for the base game but the modding game and everything in between. So the big thing here is you can release or change foreign policies in this game, see if they're going to like allow them to have releasable nations. You can block it. Of course, it'll disable your achievements and all that if you change up too much. You can change the AI behavior, making them go down a certain path. Say you want Germany to restore the Kaiser, democratic or fully random. I was setting them to fully random. I think default's probably still your best. I was hoping more out of random, honestly. I didn't see really anything too crazy from... we did have a good bit of players. I'll show you my save here that we played for about 15 hours. So you guys can see just how much we changed the world. We did have a good bit of players. We didn't have Japan, so I guess that's the reason why there just really wasn't anything going on in China or Japan over in that area, essentially. So yeah, the big thing though I really like is just the AI behavior. As you guys can see, there's a ton of options here to change it up. But the other thing is the colonization. You can remove all of the colonies, just completely decolonize them. The biggest change you'll really see is in Africa. You won't really see it too much anywhere really else except for Africa. Of course, British Raj and all of them will be free. Canada will be free, all that. Australia will be free. However, they still appear in the Allies faction. I feel like that's something that does need to be changed up, though, with maybe updates, is any colonies that were just decolonized, just remove them out of the faction, I feel like, or even an option to remove all factions. I don't know if it slipped by me and I just haven't been noticing it or what, but that'd be really useful there. So here's my my save here that we played about 15 hours. Me, Biggs, Jeremy, Tico, just everybody in between, Goof, Lane. I think we probably have patches. We had some random players join. It was a great time. It was a long time. And we've changed the world a lot. We're still in World War II. So let me give you the run-of-the-mill of the story here as we just hit play and whatnot. Because we probably won't go back to this because it's pretty much over. You get to a point where you're just about done with the campaign, honestly. You've hit all your major strives that you wanted to do. And we're essentially just waiting for that, peace conference screen. And I'll end up taking Canada as America. Germany will take over Poland and a good bit of the Soviet Union, maybe England. Everybody else will get bits and pieces here, maybe start up some colonies, change some governments. The only real thing that we would have left to do, because it became a three-way battle between the Axis, the Allies, and the Comintern, was essentially just take over bits and pieces of Africa and some little islands and coastal countries and all of that. So we got the Japanese shogunate. That was something that occurred there, but they still ended up joining the Axis for a little bit, and now they're kind of branched off. It's kind of weird. I don't know what they're doing. We had Queen China and Little China over here. We had communist China with Mao Zedong, but he got taken out. As you can see, there's just no India now. Japan went in there and took care of them. Iran and Afghanistan made the Mutual Assistance Bloc as their faction, which is interesting given that Afghanistan is 100% fascist. So Don't really happen there. So you have Pakistan also part of that. They're kind of like one of the late factions that was like, I still want to be a part of the war. And I think Turkey just completely Turkish Empire just completely got wiped out. England, as you can see, it's all broken up. That was a really interesting scenario here. It kind of makes them a little bit weaker because all these guys don't really want to jump in the war and get any part of it. We have Wales, Ireland, my boy, Northern Ireland. Shout out to all of my Northern Irish buds, and Scotland. I don't know why I got really excited for Northern Ireland, but yeah, we've tried to have a coup in England and use that as a distraction to attack them, and it is a grind. Let me tell you that. Even with naval combat, I don't know if I'd say it's more simplified. I don't know. I'm still not good at naval combat, honestly. I'm not good at the game, honestly. Either way, I'm just gonna be honest. So I kind of just barely make it work, I think. So we have they kind of work in the same way with infantry. So don't be surprised if that happens to the air wings and the Air Force eventually. So you can see they have all pictures now. They'll have little traits you can give them. They'll get them over time. You can, spend points on them. Which, oddly enough, there are a couple bugs and glitches that we ran across. Mostly multiplayer. Sometimes it'll break if someone hot joins, which was a little annoying. But as you can see, the little click to assign trait wasn't popping up for that guy there. So that means probably none of these guys, any of them are showing up. So I gotta go through and add them all, as I've been just stockpiling all the points you can see there. For the tech tree, I don't think anything really crazy has occurred. Not the focus tree. We'll get into the focus trees in a bit. The tech tree itself. Just go through here. You can spend your power for, or the experience, sorry, for Army or the Navy on your land doctrine, naval doctrine. I eventually see that happening to the air doctrine. Or no, actually, is it still? Yeah, it's still Army experience. Or no, air experience. That's what it is. So I guess that's all together. I'm really just awaiting. We'll be able to give our Air Force their own little traits and all that. I see that coming eventually. Top of that, yes, you'll see right here, 6 out of 214. Fuel is also now a thing. It's in the base game also, so that'll be interesting there to deal with. I don't know, honestly, the best way to describe this, it's kind of just linked into your oil, and so that's how fuel works there. It's pretty much just a figuring out what the game wants to give you at this point. As you can see, Brazil's just been a pain in the butt. South America's been just a pain. So let's jump into some of the focus trees real quick, talk about them. I know England got a new one. I was playing as America. No one was playing as England. I think the Norway? I don't know. One of them got a new focus tree. You can see here, was the Imperial Federation. If you go down this path here, Commonwealth ties. I think this one's new here. I think that's it. Decolonization is also another big one there to guide the colonies. So they just simply got more fleshed out from their standard stuff here. England's always a pain to deal with. So we have America here also. America was a pain in the butt to set up. So not only do they have the Congress now through decisions, you'll be able to see Senate and the House and all that. It is essentially a little mini game. I don't know if I'd say it's really that important, aside from having to have the amount of senators that now messes with your focus tree, because it'll say like this will do a boost, you need this many in order for this to happen. I wish it would show me. I've kind of completed them all, so it's not showing me like the requirements for them anymore, but that was getting in my way majorly, because eventually the Civil War will happen if you go down this path. It is just seems to be inevitable. Even when we had majority fascist, it was inevitable. And then they mess with you because they have an East Coast and a West Coast guys try to hit you straight in the middle. And then what prompted World War II was my Civil War. That won't always be the case, but I guess there's just enough world tension that Germany was like, come join the Axis. And then England was like, come join the Allies. So instead of just letting us duke it out, and I was finishing them off and becoming the Confederated States of America. I know some people aren't happy with the flag choice here. They wanted to get all the stars and bars and whatnot. Douglas MacArthur, though, is a fantastic choice here for duking it out with FDR. So you guys can see definitely the going down with the silver shirts and the Silver Legion and all that. You just really want to go down, honor the Confederacy, which is weird that they have the picture down here, but then they don't change the flag up there to be more representation of that. So I don't know. You can see also we got the War Powers Act. I don't think that was there before. It might have been. I can't remember. So it does it there for America. I know Mexico, they also got these little new models here, if I can find one. This dude right here, you can see, looking more different than some of the base ones. I don't know if I'll be able to find any tanks or LVTs or whatever. Those are they're called. Let's see, anything else that was changed up I can remember. And mostly the big noticeable ones is you'll see the fuel screen here, more options for America, and essentially the big Navy, the naval combat change. So I know some people might not like that. For me, I don't really know, honestly. I'm still trying to figure it out, and I think it's supposed to be easier, but I think we're so used to how things were before with just click, 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 throw a bunch of guys there. Click, 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 throw a bunch of guys there, more and more. But I don't really do much stuff with Navy anyways, unless I'm playing as America or Japan or England or Italy, actually. So I usually keep it more either landlocked or, one of those odd countries that I can build up and change without entirely getting steamrolled by a bigger country first. So if we go through here, you guys can definitely see what's going on with just this gore here in Europe as it's pushing on through. You guys can see the just destruction of South America as it's being split in half, going straight towards Rio de Janeiro to split the country in half and do a number on them and hopefully capitulate them. I'll show you. Okay, they're joining the Axis. All right. You can see all the countries that have capitulated. There's been a ton. So my game glitched out a bit, and now you guys can't see the commenter in here for some reason. They are part of this war. We are still fighting them, so I don't know why they're not showing up. But if we were to add the commenter in, the deaths would be just over 50 million on their side. The commenters lost an insane amount of people. I think they have like 700 divisions or something just crazy, or almost up to 518 at max. Somewhere's in that middle area. They're losing some now, so I don't know what's going on there. But looks like they're defending some stuff here. You can just see there's divisions everywhere. 1946, definitely near the end game. Everyone, we were trying to research nukes and get that all set up there. Finishing up some of these last little just focuses that we just kind of neglected as we were pouring more towards being hungry towards war and whatnot. Canada was just free game to take out because eventually they might join the Allies, so might as well take them out while we could. And they were just, but then a very few short months they were taken care of. The American Civil War lasted just years. Technically, it's still going on. You could look at it that way. Oh yeah, there's little pop-ups there. Sometimes they'll glitch and have like 3 pop-ups. I was mostly only seeing that in multiplayer. I don't know why. If it's just for the amount of factions, so it tripled it. Look at all these divisions right here that just sprawled up. Like, goodness, I don't know what's going on there. But, German Reich, why are you stopping the Lend-Lease? I really needed your supplies. So, crunching away at the Soviet Union. Yes, we tried to coup them. It didn't really work too much. It was a big distraction here in, I guess it kind of worked out near Jordan in that area, but Jordan kind of crunched them up for a bit. Mongolia is technically capitulated, but they're trying to make a comeback due to the help of China. Kind of just messed up for a bit when they were taking on communist China. Hopefully they don't let India come back there. We got to crunch our way through here at this mutual assistance bloc faction here. Australia doesn't exist at all. Papua New Guinea, I don't think these guys are messing with anybody. They decided to stay out of it. Yeah, essentially all of Africa and this little area here, the Middle East, didn't want anything to do with it, but then Iran and Pakistan and all of them wanted to just yeet right in there towards the war. We had Cat playing as Portugal. He decided to be fascist and join us, and made our life a lot easier when this whole area is just ours for National Spain, and Vichy France was a thing that popped up to get rid of France, Big Blue Blob. Actually, they were taken care of pretty easily with Italy's help too, and Spain, just a triple handicap right there. Pushing towards Stalingrad, which their capital was Moscow, and I think we've taken that. I can't tell from geography here somewheres, but pretty sure we have. Of course, Poland's nothing at all. You guys can see that. I'm trying to think if there's really anything else. Let's check out that Norway focus tree. I think it was, right? No, it was not Norway. Who was it? That's Sweden. Finland? They have a new one? Not Finland. I feel like it was one of these countries that got a focus. I don't know why these 3 don't have focus trees, actually. Now, speaking of that, but I swore they would. I don't know who it was. So I don't know. But yeah, you can see them chipping away here. It also helped out that Greater Finland wanted to jump in the war, but at the same time you can see Norway wanted to join the Allies, so that made life rough. Sweden doesn't want any part of it. We can also appreciate Switzerland, who decided to become the Swiss Imperial Confederation. So they decided to pick a side, and they're picking the winning side for this one. So I think we'll jump ahead here in just 5 speed, and hopefully it doesn't crash. It shouldn't. It'd be more stable than multiplayer, but it'd be fun if I jinx myself. Denmark capitulated. German interest in Scandinavia. That's nice there. I really had to invest in the Marines when it came down to all that jungle warfare in the Amazon and whatnot, so it was unforced. A pain in the butt. Iceland takes control of foreign affairs. What are you doing, Iceland? Iceland's like, we'll jump in here when no one's expecting it. I think that's advanced artillery. That's what I wanted. There we go. So let's take a look here. Not really pushing in right now. A Soviet Union on that side. Pretty much just holding the line on both sides. A little bit of attacks going on. Japan crunching away. Looks like it still stands still. They definitely have to break into England, which is just impossible. They're holding that rock just everywhere, as you can see by the Navy. So let's see. Anybody else doing crazy? It is pretty much just a chipping away process. There's been a couple fatal blows, like Ukraine just getting encircled and losing like a majority of their divisions. So stuff like that occurred, but nothing really, nothing on our side that has proved to be anything crazy. Let's keep on moving over here. Tank destroyers, main battle tanks. Let's go with these tank destroyers. Would be useful. So if we check here also for the Soviet Union, you can see that they're all adult served, so they are getting desperate essentially. So if we could nuke their factories, it would do a major number on them. Nuking England definitely would be the major number on them, though. I think that would halt a lot of their production and finally be the last nail in the coffin for them. I know Germany, when Jeremy was playing as him, he was heavily going towards it. I think he might actually have it now. Caledonia declared war on Scotland. Did I miss something? Oh, Caledonia. Okay. Join the Axis. Alright, I was not expecting that one. I don't know if Germany was, I guess they were pushing for him. Scotland's not in a faction, so I don't know why they're not. I have no idea why they're not in the Allies. Something interesting is no elections, so that's really interesting there. Try to get Wales fascist or any of these other guys fascist. That would really help out. Not expecting Caledonia, Scotland. I really like that flag. It looks really cool. Let's see how they're holding up. Pretty much setting up forts. Their land's getting walked into. They got Glasgow though. That was a big one there, probably for resources. But they're holding out in Edinburgh. So I think I can go on here and what was it? My Reich's called Caledonia. Mexican junta joined the war and all of them. The nuclear research speed, because that'll take a bit. Of course, I'm kind of just Scotland joined England, so they're probably joining the Allies and all that. That's why it's slowing down probably. Yep, now it's really being slow for some reason. Let's see. Nope, I didn't want to look at Winston Churchill's face. I wanted to look at Scotland. Yep, join the Allies. So, and Caledonia is getting just taken over there. Call to arms. Yeah, we'll jump in there. Why not? I don't know why we wouldn't. Italy joined in. Now, if we could really get some people moving over there, that'd be great. But I'm guessing England's not going to have any of that, because we've tried that a bunch. So still trying to jump in here to Rio de Janeiro. I actually have civilian factories I can build and stuff like that now, which is really interesting. Or military factories I'll probably end up building. So we'll do this, and let's build some military factories right around, just everywhere. Japanese shogunate, Queen China. I don't know why they stopped being in the war for a bit. So Costa Rica, that'll do a number on us there. Free civilian factories. Let's see, build some more. All right, let's see. What are you doing? What are you doing there? Take care of that dude. Try to keep them distracted as we push into Rio de Janeiro. So, see, my game here was not only I'm over here on the east side of the Soviet Union, chipping away, because the west side was just taking forever. I'm also really pushing South America, but it is just a pain in the butt. Looks like Iran is just getting demolished right now, which would be really good if we could push more up north. I know that was a big thing that hurt them a lot, especially Ukraine, because Ukraine couldn't hold that east side, especially when Romania decided to jump in here. So you can see that helped out a lot. Fier. So how's our boys up here in Glasgow doing? Caledonia. Yeah, looks like they're having a rough go at it. So, but that'll be little showcase here of Man the Guns. Some changes. You can see how the world changes a bit more than previously. The fascists definitely can really take over now. Whereas before, if it became a triple threat, slugfest, they would just be the ones getting hammered. But with most of the world, of course, deciding to go fascist, we had a couple people play smaller countries, like Goof played as Cote d'Ivoire, down the Ivory Coast, I believe it's called, and all that. We got Afghan and Pakistan, which got wiped out, so they left the game. But most of it was like countries around here, like Portugal, Germany, Italy, Vichy, France, Romania, Serbia, all of those. So, and then it was pretty much me and Biggs with America and Mexico, because no one else played these except for Lane jumped in for Queen China or China for a little bit. So it about does it here. I might do one more little video on this and show you the complete end when we get to this, but who knows how long it's going to be. It's pretty much just a chipping away process here, so it could last a couple more years, sadly, for the war. But we're going to call it here on the DLC at a $20 price point. And there goes Caledonia. I'm not sure. I really like it. It'll be interesting to see how it's implemented later down the line. I don't know if I'd say this is a must-buy DLC. It does overhaul naval, essentially, which is nice. But the best part about Paradox games, as long as one of your friends has the DLC, all of you have the DLC. So I guess that kind of balances out a little bit more. Compared to, if one person has the DLC, you have to kick everybody out of the game. Everyone has it, it's just not enabled for people that didn't buy it. So, $20, I don't know. I'm liking it so far. I've got 15 hours out of it. So, other than that, everybody, we'll see you guys next time. I don't know if we'll be doing more base game stuff. Might do a multiplayer stream or something. Until then, though, keep it safe.